Hi, today is Friday, June 9th, 2023. I have a couple of minutes to go before I start commuting on foot. And tomorrow is the Saturday weekend starts. 2 days ago, I heard the news on NPR that US banks are now increasingly deploying AI voice bots and chatbots to fill the routine questions, to handle the routine tasks. So let's find out how the banking industry is doing with the new technology trends. But this article seems to be from Europe because the website is bankinghub.eu, and Europeans, unlike Americans, they cut to the chase. They cut the bullshit and talks about the real essence of the topic. So this article should give us good insights in the very shortest time, and we could memorize or understand the key ingredients of the technology. So let's find that out. I'm trying to read this article to practice English. Yes, I'm Korean. I live in Korea, and my mother tongue is Korean, but I like English and Chinese, so I'm learning English and Chinese by reading English article per day. So here we go. Banking Hub by Zep. Home topics, chatbots and voice bots. How do they actually work? By Anna Schweifel or Schweifel. Johannes Engelbrat, Morten Kramer. Sounds like German to me. This article was prepared February 17th, 2022. Join the discussion. Reading time 5 minutes. To me, it would be like 15 minutes, so bear with me. Yep, they have the audio version. Let's click on it, tap on it.
Chatbots and voice bots, how do they actually work?
Better than mine.
How can chatbots and voice bots act flexibly with AI plus respond autonomously? All about conversational AI for chatbots and voice bots. Chatbots and voice bots enable dialogue-based interaction between bank and customer. The first generation of this form of communication has already been in use for years and still has significant deficits. Well-known examples are chatbots for FAQ content on websites or the service menus of customer hotlines, through which customers have to navigate by selecting digits.
So, yes, I am getting old. I am 55 years old, so I'm a little bit lagging behind the normal speed of these TTS-based voice reader. That's another AI that's voice recognize the robotic system. I believe that's the normal speed of young people. So I think the 5 minute reading should be a 15-minute reading for me, because along the way I'll stop occasionally and try to memorize the words, expressions by reading them repeatedly. But usually the reading speed of this AI bot is faster than me, or faster than mine. Optimize the chatbots and voice bots with AI. The chatbots and voice bots underlying technology was simply a predefined conversation in which the bot asked the customers a selection of questions or provided responses on specific topics. It was impossible to deviate from the defined standard in the examples mentioned at the beginning. What makes this topic increasingly interesting is the advancing technology, where chatbots and voice bots are operated with the help of artificial intelligence, AI for short, AI for short, AI for short. AI technology allows the bot to act much more flexibly and at times to even formulate answers on its own. Regular use of the bots continuously optimizes the so-called natural language understanding function. NLP, thereby enabling the bot to operate more and more effectively. This development is summarized by the term conversational artificial intelligence, conversational AI for short. Compared to the first generation, bots can now be used in a wide variety of ways, making them a strategic asset for financial services providers. Digital customer interaction as a strategic asset. Benefits of modern customer interaction for banks' business model. Read more. Conversational AI, automated customer dialogue. The main idea of conversational AI is to establish dialogues between man and machine, in which the mechanic emulates human communication behavior as closely as possible. The user interacts with a so-called conversational platform via voice or text. AI recognizes the intent of the user's request and then extracts the essential content. This automatically triggers a use case or intent processing as depicted in the diagram. Here's the diagram. Let me go horizontal here. Banking Hub by Zap. User interaction via speech or text. Banking Hub. Figure 1, conversational AI. Conversational platform, user interfaces, intent recognition, response generation goes to the user, and intent processing. Integration backend. Intent processing. Analysis and monitoring. Integration into third-party systems, right? Here, the user is the party 1, and the mechanic system, AI system, is party 2, and these backend systems like a CRM, databases, other queries, database management system, and so on, and all other customer information system or the sales management system, they are party 3. So 3 parties. So this is first, second, and third. So this is third party. Integration into third party systems. Of course, they generally are located in the same company. So they are the same company systems. A flexible conversation flow is now defined in a use case into which the user is integrated. At the same time, third-party systems are connected for querying or changing information and for triggering further processes. Advantage of a conversational AI platform is the uniform connection to different channels. A modular design of the conversational platform, which always accesses the same knowledge base, significantly reduces the effort required to maintain different channels. For example, when using separate chatbot and voicebot solutions, if individual wide options. I didn't know. Digital assistants, what is it all about? Digital assistants serve as a building block for optimizing the digital customer interface. Core components of chatbots and voicebots. Voicebots are chatbots extended by spoken language voice. Both bots use the same technologies for intent recognition, processing, and generation. Using the processing and spoken language, however, requires additional components. A so-called telephone gateway is required to integrate the bot into a telephone system. The spoken language transmitted via the telephone is subsequently converted into text, then analyzed and further processed. The bot's response is converted from text to speech accordingly so that it can be output over the phone. It can be transmitted back to the customer, back to the caller, back to the user. So converted from text to speech accordingly. Let's go over the figure 2. Right? Then. So here, voice bots, telephone gateway, speech to text, text to speech, intent text entity response generation, intent processing, third-party system connection, individually. Okay, so the voice bot is basically telephone gateway, is mechanic, is software, can be integrated into a telephone system. Yes, that's what we do. KT, number 1 carrier in Korea and in the world. Please contact me if you come over to Korea and try to establish a new entity here. Yep, I could give you good consultation on the a variety of KT services that you can choose from. Speech to text converts speech to text. Yes, we give you best numbers, telephone numbers for your Korean entity. Speech to text converts speech to text, and intent text entity recognizes the intent from the message and extracts the entities contained therein. Then intent processing deals with exceptions, selects the intent to be executed, requests additional information, communicates with third-party systems, can be extended individually by use cases, then third-party system connections, individual interfaces, standard connectors, file-based connection, then all the information is sent to the user by response generation, generates message for user according to interaction, of course, right? So intent processing deals with exceptions. Yep, like a low hit rate, they are ostracized or omitted automatically. Selects the intent to be executed. Is it for request for personal information or bank transaction or money withdrawal or just complaint or just bullshit or expletives? Requests additional information like they ask for their sex and intent and so on, and then communicates with third-party systems and can be extended individually by use cases. Natural language processing, NLP, for chatbots and voice bots. The components and technologies used in both voice bots and chatbots fall within the scope of natural language processing, NLP for short, NLP. The meditation people, they all understand NLP too. Natural language refers to the language used in everyday life, which is complex, has only a limited set of clear rules, and offers an infinite number of phrasing possibilities. Really? Let me go over this one more time. Natural language refers to the language used in everyday life, which is complex, has only a limited set of clear rules. Clear rules. That's a good term. Clear rules. And offers an infinite number of phrasing possibilities. Phrasing possibilities. As chatbots and voice bots evolve from defined to free communication, natural language processing makes all the difference. Figure 3. Natural language processing. Processing natural language. First, natural language understanding and interpreting natural language. Then, natural language generation, generating natural language. So it has two parts, of course. Natural language understanding, NLU, for chatbots and voice bots. Intent recognition is based on natural language understanding, NLU for short, a subdiscipline of NLP. Subdiscipline of NLP, that's a good term. A subdiscipline of NLP. For this purpose, the text is analyzed in order to detect the user intent and to extract information, so-called entities. Sometimes entities are called gui in Chinese, or ghosts, or whatever the living entities on earth, or the entity with a life form, either in seen or unseen forms. But here, entities means individual functioning block or individual elements in the system. This is clearly illustrated by the following example. I would like to book a train to Munich. The bot must understand that the user wants to book a train, not a flight, and then book train means booking a train ticket. In addition, the information to Munich must be included and assigned to the destination entity. Once the intent has been detected or identified, it is processed in the next step. This processing can take several forms. In the example, the first processing step would include the completion of entities such as starting, location, date, time. Subsequently, the system could communicate with third-party systems, for instance, to search for suitable trains or book the train ticket and store it in the systems. Depending on how the intent is processed, it may be necessary to generate responses, request additional information, or communicate information or results. Natural language generation, NLG, for chatbots and voice bots. Generating a response falls in the domain of natural language generation, NLG for short. In this case, the bot generates a text in natural language with the aim of conveying the information in a meaningful way so that the user understands it. The connection of chatbots and voice bots to their third-party systems can be designed very flexibly. It is possible to create and use individual interfaces for targeted forwarding and processing, to connect standard interfaces, or to use a file-based connection. I can only imagine what a file-based connection is. Instead of individual sentence or keyword queries, probably you just give the entire file based on the user's request to the third-party system, and it communicates. Is that correct, everybody out there? What is your thought on this? It is possible to create and use individual interfaces for targeted forwarding and processing to connect standard interfaces, so individual, standard, and file-based connections. By connecting third-party systems, chatbots and voice bots can be integrated into processes in a fully automated manner, thus generating real added value. What is the future of chatbots and voice bots? There's no doubt that these new technologies represent a very strong use case for the financial services industry. Financial services industry. Yeah, strong use case. And that the technologies are undergoing major leaps in development, of course. It is essential that we direct our focus towards them and to set the right course so as to ensure that we can rely on these technologies in the future. This includes not only the creation of appropriate governance, but also the consideration of various success factors. Success factors, appropriate governance. Let me go over this sentence one more time. This includes not only the creation of appropriate governance, the hierarchy, the processes, controlled processes, and the controlled access to the technology, that it is called governance, right? AI is a new technology and it should fit into the real already existed governance of IT infrastructure of your company, but also the consideration of various success factors. In sum, we agree the digital assistant will also be playing an important role in personal interaction with a bank and insurance company. Of course, read more about digital assistants. I guess this article is a little bit basic, a concept, not only for the financial services industry, but all other industries in general. But it is a good read for English practice and the basic knowledge, understanding. Read more to find out which areas need to be addressed for successful implementation in banks and exactly what such bots can accomplish in the banking sector. Click on the links below. But on the smartphone, we say tap, right? But on the PC, they say click. Click on the or tap on the links below, leading to our articles from our Banking Hub series on this topic. Our digital assistance series will be expanded regularly. That's good. That's good expression too. Our digital assistance series will be expanded regularly. So feel free to drop by again. Thanks for your offer. So I guess three experts manage this information, or at least the Banking Hub side. Anna Schweifer was the main author for this article. Senior Manager, Office Münster. I've never been to Münster. Johannes Engelbrecht, Manager, Office Münster. Morten Kramer. I've studied German, so I think Kramer. But English, Americans pronounce it Kramer. Kramer, Office Münster. They look German to me. Yeah, I like the German class in my school, and I've never interacted with the Germans before, except in the 2012 Expo Yosu. I wouldn't mind going over to Germany and work there for a year or two, like I don't know, picking apples or making copies for IT industry, or conversational banking study, chatbots and voice bots from a customer perspective, business process automation via chatbots. In the interview with ULF Lovejoy about the opportunities presented by chatbots. Yeah, I will read more later. And these banking hubs sounds like they are an expert on the financial services, and the IT integration. Well, before I go, let's go over the key words, expressions that I can remember without going over the text one more time. Financial services industry, conversational AI for short, natural language understanding, NLU, natural language understanding is the sub-discipline of NLP, sub-discipline, right? Voice recognition, voice intent recognition, intent processing, and third-party system, CRM, and other information. What else? Well, I cannot remember. Chatbots, voice bots, mechanics. Okay, so let me go over briefly and see if I can memorize words. Define questions, AI for short, financial services industry, diagram, third-party system, different channels, same knowledge base system, KMS, right? Knowledge, confidence level. Yeah, a low hit rate, confidence level of 95%. Core components and chatbots, voice bots, components, telephone system, integrated, the bot, robot, bot, NLP, NLU, entities, I mentioned the entity Gui in Chinese. Yeah, I'm learning Chinese too every Saturday for 2 hours. File-based connection, chatbots, voice bots. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening. Take care. I have to go to work now. Bye-bye.